The campaigns and preparations for the Kibra constituency by-elections are now in high gear. The final picture of the chessboard with all the players is beginning to take shape. But one glaring image that epitomizes so much about this race and our politics in general is that of one of the contenders, DJ Chris Darling, kneeling before ODM party leader Raila Odinga, promising to fight for him and defend him in Parliament should he win the seat. This image is striking in many ways. First, because it is the image of a fully grown man kneeling before another man. The reactions were swift, with some feeling like this was an act of worship only reserved for God. For yet others, it showed that one does not win the nominations out of merit, but rather through complete and total submission to the party leader, thereby making a mockery of democracy. He, however, defended his move, saying it was done out of respect. Well, if he thinks he's going to Parliament to fight for Raila, then perhaps the role of MPs has since changed from what I have known it to be, which is representation, legislation, and oversight on behalf of the people of Kibra and no one else. But I'm idealistic, I know. I live in utopia, and that is not how the real world of politics operates. But let's go back to the kneeling thing. Some people I have talked to have mentioned that this act of genuflection before Raila Odinga was not even necessary, because Chris Darling himself has a proven track record of working with communities in Kibra and initiating a number of projects to benefit the residents there. So this alone puts him in good stead to win the election. But we all know it's not that simple. So, what do Chris Darling's supple knees tell us about our politics? Well, for starters, that party leaders are still king, that loyalty counts for much more than anything else, that our politics still has a long way to go. But listen, folks, it also got me thinking, are we any different from Chris Darling on his knees, pledging loyalty? Don't we all kneel in our different ways each time an election comes? Don't we all elevate the ethnic kingpins in our region to the status of demigods? Don't we think they can do no wrong? Don't we fight in their name? Do we not buy their lies and falsehoods hook, line, and sinker? Don't we cheer them on without a second thought when they insult each other? Aren't we, in fact, not ready to turn on our neighbors whom we have lived with and known through thick and thin because Mheshimiwa said so? And aren't we the same who vote not based on merit, but rather on personality? Are we not the same Kenyans who vote for or against a draft constitution without reading it just because so-and-so has read it on our behalf? Is it coincidence that even before an election, we predict how the so-called big communities will vote? That we actually vote as communities and not individuals? Come on, guys. Are we not the same country that a few years ago referred to our president as Mtukufu Rais? So in many ways, even though we're not all physically going down on our knees like Chris Darling, we do so in our minds and with our actions. Chris's only crime was to do it in public, what we all do in our hearts every day. So let's all give Chris Darling a break, shall we? And that is my take tonight.